Let's look at some specific examples. In this first example, this movement by the hitter shall be judged as an attempt to intentionally get hit by the pitch. A batter turning or rolling his lower leg in this manner is not an attempt to avoid being hit by the pitch. This movement is to be considered an attempt to intentionally get hit. Here is another similar example. This is not an attempt to avoid being hit by the pitch. If the batter was hit on this pitch, he will be directed to stay at home plate. The rolling of the lower body toward the back of the batter's box is not to be judged as an attempt to avoid being hit by the pitch. Here is a good example of a hitter making an attempt to avoid being hit by the pitch. This hitter did not intentionally try to get hit by this pitch. This hitter should be awarded first base. Here is a classic example of a hitter trying to intentionally get hit by the pitch. This umpire needs to work harder to get into the slot area between the hitter and the catcher and direct this player to stay at home plate. The rolling of the lower leg toward the back of the batter's box is not an acceptable means of trying to avoid being hit by the pitch. This hitter should remain at home plate. If this hitter had been hit by the pitch, he should be directed to stay at home plate. This is a hitter trying to intentionally get hit by a pitch. This hitter did not intentionally try to get hit by this pitch. This hitter should be awarded first base. This hitter did not make an attempt to get out of the way of this pitch, and this hitter tried to intentionally get hit by the pitch. This hitter should be awarded first base. Although he did not make an attempt to avoid being hit by the pitch, he did not try to intentionally get hit. Once a hitter has started his swing, it is very difficult to get out of the way of pitches like this. A good decision by this home plate umpire. As this pitcher takes his sign, his shoulders are generally facing the batter. A line drawn straight out from the middle of the pitcher's chest would be pointing more toward home plate than toward third base. This pitcher will be deemed as pitching from the wind-up position. Also, remember that a set position must start with the pitching hand at the side or on the hip of the pitcher. Once this pitcher comes to a set position and stops in the middle of his windup, a balk should be called with runners on base. If there are no runners, a warning would be issued on the first offense and rule no pitch unless the batter reaches first base. An illegal pitch shall be called on subsequent offenses, so a ball would be added to the count unless the batter reaches first base. In another example, while this pitcher is taking his sign from the rubber, his chest and shoulders are generally facing more toward third base, so he must pitch from a set position. With runners on base, the umpires will call a balk on this pitch for not coming to a complete and discernible stop.